Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Achua and I hope this video finds you well. And as usual, I'm here with C Chronicles because I'm still here in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
And we've been doing a lot of talking
Yes.
about ourselves, reviewing fragrances in general, testing fragrances that we don't have, from each other's collection. And it's been going so well. However, we just feel like there are certain icks, sometimes you watch a review, because obviously we are reviewers, but we do watch other videos.
Exactly, yes.
Nobody's going to lie and say we don't. We do. And whenever you are watching some of these videos, you can go like give them some side eye, and we know they also give us the side eye in one way or the other because we are equally not perfect. However, we have, listed a few side eye actions by perfume reviewers that we want to, just discuss and let you know what we think about it. And I'm going to start on this one because this one has been bothering me for quite some time when it comes to people who in the past have bashed Middle Eastern fragrances a lot.
That's a good one.
Only for them to quickly turn around because Middle Eastern fragrances are the it thing now, and they are also talking about it. Whenever I see that, I don't get offended, but I really give them the side eye. Honestly, I don't know how you feel about it, but for me, if you didn't like Middle Eastern fragrances, it's good enough to say, okay, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But to be negative about it, oh, it's cheap smelling. It's like this. It's like and then suddenly there's a 360, and you're talking about it. How do you feel about it?
I feel it's more. I feel it's more maybe view based. I guess some people just deciding to jump on the bandwagon, not necessarily because of the love, but maybe because it is really generating views based on the fact that people are having it hard these days. Everybody is struggling. It's the whole world. It's not just a certain portion of the world. So the reality of it. This is what I always say, that YouTube in itself, personally for me, directed me because I love fragrances in general. That's why I even have a smaller channel, C Chronicles Unscripted, where I said I'm not going to mix. Okay, there will be some that are Middle Eastern, but I will try as much as possible to bring independent fragrances there, because I've never looked at anything with a side eye. But yes, I hear what you're talking about, that it is all of a sudden interest, influx in reviewing Middle Eastern fragrances, and it really leaves the question that is it authentic? Are some of these reviews really authentic? Not reviews. No, I don't want to put it that way, because obviously anybody who comes, we're going to presume that they're talking from the heart. But I'm just saying, is it now a business strategy or what is it? I don't know.
For me, my issue is not even about people getting into Middle Eastern, because someone had to start it and then we also followed those suits. But for people who in the past
or who had a
problem with Middle Eastern and always bashing it like it's cheap smelling.
I see. Now I follow.
It was always about the negative when it comes to Middle Eastern fragrances. And then suddenly these same people are now talking about Middle Eastern fragrances. That is where I give them the side eye, I personally don't have any issue with anyone reviewing. I mean it's a free world. It is whatever works for you.
Yeah, it is a free world. Yes. It's just that with me, I actually thought about I had kind of understood that question the other way around. No. But now I get what you're saying, that the sudden influx, especially from people who used to look at it with a side eye. But I'm going to say I have noticed the influxes in the popularity of people now reviewing, but the journey of the U-turns and stuff, I didn't see that. I honestly didn't see that, and I'll tell you why. I was one person that as soon as I realized that I was being looked at with a side eye by certain people or certain reviewers in my community, I just decided to do my own thing. So I started following people like yourself who were doing things that were reviews that I could relate to, the Middle Eastern ones, to an extent that I missed that part, that journey where some were obviously, looking at it with or maybe bashing, and then all of a sudden they're okay. But if that is what's going on, then it just sounds wrong. It just, I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what to make of it, except that I'll go back to that point that maybe it's a business thing where You know,
the hype,
sometimes
the
they
new
say
hype
anything
thing.
for views. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, for me, I don't have any issue with anybody because obviously that is what I do, Middle Eastern. You know, that's the main focus. So I support anyone who I personally I can't relate to a lot of people who do other niches, you know, the designer and the niche ones. It's quite hard for me to relate just because there are certain videos I do enjoy, you know. I don't want to mention names, but there are a few creators here that I do enjoy their videos. I've never commented or hardly or rarely comment under their videos to show them support because I just watch it for entertainment, you know, but I can't really relate to a lot of what they are saying because I have not smelled what they are smelling, you know. So I relate to my Middle Eastern, you know, designer content a lot more. But for people who we normally term niche snobs, you know, for the most part, who have always been so negative towards Middle Eastern fragrances in the past. Sometimes in the past can mean like 3 months ago.
Yes.
Like 3 months ago, it was all about it's cheap smelling, it's not good quality, it's this, it's that. And then suddenly the people are talking about Middle Eastern fragrances and it just gives me the ick sometimes, you know. Yeah. Okay, so that is one point that I wrote down. The next one that I want us to discuss is the fact that
it's okay.
Okay, so you see, there is no problem if you watch someone else's video to serve as a guide, you know, or whatever it is, you know, whatever reason you watch other people's video. Maybe you would want to have an independent opinion as to a new release, you know, wanting to form your independent opinion and everything. But I don't know why people feel they should give a disclaimer and go like, oh, I didn't want to watch anybody's video before filming mine. Somehow I just feel like it's not necessary. When you do that, I rather give you the side eye. You know, I feel like, why should you tell me that you didn't have to look at someone else's video or look on Fragrantica before filming yours? It's information that I don't need. I don't think the other audience, I don't, maybe they might need it, but I feel like
we all reference each other, guys.
Yeah,
to even say one, you know, to come and say, you know, there are some fragrances, of course, that you will find that there's nobody that who has done a review of. But how you find out is you would have searched to see who else has done it. So we all borrow from each other, you know, the knowledge, the whatever it is, because you want to know. Sometimes you smell a fragrance and you're like, is it exactly what I'm smelling? You know, that sort of thing. So
you want some confirmation.
Disclaimers to say, you know, I don't want that is something that is, you know, like a bit weird there because everybody does it. It's just the commenting part where maybe one wouldn't leave a comment. I don't leave comments mostly everywhere because I forget. Personally, I forget. But if I am, you know, relaxed and I'm at home and there's really nothing that's occupying me, because most of the time I'm multitasking. Either I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm watching a video, and whatever. Sometimes I forget to leave a comment. But if I watch and I remember, I do leave the comments, you know, because I also want to hear what others have to say. So yeah, I think using disclaimers like I haven't watched anybody's video or whatever, I think it's it's not. We're not here to say it shouldn't be done, but obviously, I mean, it just makes one think. I mean, from the other side of the screen,
that's so awkward.
It sounds a bit awkward.
At least to me, you know, at least to me. I don't know, but I would want to at least hear someone or some few things that I personally do that, you know, puts people off. I would want to know because obviously we all want to learn, you know, but for me, when people go like, I wanted to be so independent with my opinion, so I didn't watch any. Maybe you might not have watched YouTube, but definitely there would be something on TikTok. There would have been something on Fragrantica, on Instagram, something.
Even online.
Yes.
Because sellers also throw information there.
Yes. Okay. So the other one is the fact that people are obsessed with basically every single new release. Like every single new release is like the latest obsession. Eclair comes out, I'm obsessed. Caramel Cascade comes out, I'm obsessed. Rave Now comes out, I'm obsessed. Like sometimes I guess for like is it genuine? Can you be obsessed over every single thing? You know, maybe you are, to your nose, they are great, you know, but do you have that? Are you obsessed with every single thing? Is it possible to be obsessed with every single thing?
No. There is that excitement, obviously, when you get a new fragrance. There is that, you know, that excitement to want to know what you're smelling, and this is why we keep on looking for more and more and more. But to maybe, let's say, maybe the word obsessed is overly used, unnecessary. It's like, you know, when somebody says I'm starving, maybe it's just, you know, a grammatic thing, not necessarily as in, you know. But for those who say it legit because they're obsessed with everything, that becomes a little bit also questionable, that you really can't love everything. I know the hype has made it in such a way that sometimes you question yourself for not liking what everybody else is liking. You know, like, say for instance, Angel Shea is released, or the clones of it, because we're always talking about the clones, and everybody's saying it's beautiful. Maybe, you know, somehow you have that involvement theory of everybody saying it's beautiful, then maybe I should find some beauty in it. But it's not possible to like everything and to be obsessed with everything and all that. More so that, especially the Middle Eastern houses. Well, I know the Western houses are doing it as well. It's just that I don't have that big a collection when it comes to the Western, the niche and whatever. But the Middle Eastern houses, you know, they're not joking. While you're getting used to these Paris corners, they're already in the factory making more. So there's no way you can like everything. It's not possible. There is no way, you know.
Yeah, it's just a little awkward watching a 20 minutes video and the word obsessed is used like at least 20 times, you know, for every single item that is mentioned, you know. I mean, I hope nobody is offended, you know, but these are just our kitchen table talk, you know. I think everybody does kitchen table talk. We decided to put it on the camera, you know. So, okay. So what about the fact that we, you get a lot of people showing you love, you know, and as I said, we watch videos. You comment under people, they never respond.
The creator has viewers commenting and they don't respond to comments.
I used to do that under a few videos and I realized not just me, they will not respond, you know, probably because I don't know. And then I stopped commenting altogether. You know, I just wanted to establish some rapport because I felt like, okay, I can relate to this person, that person, and then they will not respond. And then I'm like, okay, so be it.
I know if each his or her own. Some people maybe do not like to interact in the comment section and stuff, but it's something that I remember when I was ill, I even had to put out there in the community post that I'm not going to be commenting as regularly because I'm not feeling well. And I had people say, oh no, see, you don't have to explain to yourself. I feel the whole essence of coming and speaking about something and then having people comment and you don't comment back, I feel I personally try as much as possible. I'm not saying I've responded to every, especially the chains. The initial comment I will comment, but when it comes to the chains, you literally have to go to, I think it's the studio or the actual app, the chains as in somebody has commented on somebody's comment and so on and so on. But the initial comment I try. I even feel bad for putting a heart, just a heart. I feel so bad. Unless somebody has just put the emojis, then I'll put emojis right back. But I try as much as possible because it just makes like you said, you used to comment on other people and they don't. It just makes you feel some type of way that, you know, why? I mean, you've given us a video and it's respect for somebody's time. You know, taking the time to support somebody and they don't respond. I think that's weird. I can understand for bigger, way bigger accounts, but even then, you know, those big accounts can employ some people to do that. Just comment moderators. It just gives a sense of, you know, we're together, that engagement, you know, that sort of thing. And I get it. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. It's weird. But I personally don't do it. I try. I'm not saying I respond to everything. Like for now, I am behind on my comments. There are some people that will say you haven't.
Yes.
That is because, guys, if we had cameras on us, you will see what's going on. We're not sleeping. We haven't had a decent meal. We thought we were going to sit on the table, have, breakfast, lunch, supper, dessert and stuff. The food is all in the fridge. We haven't even managed. You know that.
Yeah.
You get a burger here. You get, a drink
fries,
there. She just had noodles because we just want to have this thing, going.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can be so busy. And I have found that I've been posting, but trust me, what I do is I will go back. I have one comment that I used as a template to that. And that's a comment that came 3 years ago. When I comment on everybody else and I get to that 3-year-old comment that I didn't comment on, then I know I've commented on everybody. That's what I have, that one comment as a guideline to say, once I get to this one, then I have literally cleared all my comments. So creators, if we are doing that, as a fellow creator, I'm not here to tell people what to do with their channels, but put a heart. I mean, it only makes sense. If you look at it if you flip it from the other side, it's as good as, say, for instance, if people were not watching, you could come here and talk about the best fragrances and no one is watching, no one is saying anything. That wouldn't be nice. So if people are taking time to comment, it's only, it's only reasonable to interact with the people, even if it's just a heart. I wouldn't put a heart, but even if it's just a heart, it's something.
I agree, because it's like you've been ignored, you've been ignored. So for me, I try to,
and for a lot of people, they will stress. That's the counter reaction. Why would you keep talking to yourself? You're talking to this creator and they're not talking back at you. So that's one that we need to change as a community. I think that is just general advice I'm throwing there. But again, to each their own. If somebody feels no, they're not doing comments, that's fine too. But I feel that interaction is very important, guys, because these numbers are not coming from nowhere. It's people supporting you, choosing to support you. Then you come and say, oh, there's this fragrance, and they want to know more information, or they just say, oh, wow, nice. And you can't just say, thank you. It's weird.
For me, there are few people I always see under my comments, and I always respond to them last, just because they are not just going to say, oh, nice video.
They have become like
family. And aside that, they will give you a write-up that you need to sit down to read and be able to respond accordingly. So with the simple ones, okay, thank you, you just go. But there are certain viewers, people who comment that I save them for last. I know that, okay,
because they are detailed, and you also want to.
You also don't want to go like, oh, thank you. You want to make it look. You want to make it appear that you've taken time, to consider what they are writing and then respond accordingly. It doesn't have to be like, okay, this person wrote a whole thesis and I'm like, thank you. It doesn't. It shows. It's like lack of, not paying attention to the person. So I feel like, I don't know what everybody is. I know we can't tell people what to do, So if you see us under any comment and the person doesn't respond to me, maybe after 2 comments, I stop interacting with the person altogether. I know it's quite unfair and a whole lot, But okay, so the next one is not going to be one of the side eyes or the icks, but this is going to be when it comes to personal experiences about getting PR here on the continent. I don't think I've ever received PR here in Ghana. I think when I travel, I've received one PR from a brand, just because of the location. Yes. Currently, just a few months ago, I've had people reach out to me from outside of Ghana wanting to send items. And as soon as you tell them, I'm located or I'm based in Ghana or I'm in Ghana currently, so you can send it to this address. It's like, oh, because of logistics, we cannot send it to this address. There was one that I they were very nice. They said they were going to send me something. I said, okay. So I realized that I need to tell them upfront that I'm based here. Can you send it to this location so that we don't need to be exchanging emails here and there? Don't waste my time. I don't waste your time. Then I realized they came back and said, okay, oh, we will not be able to send it to you because of, I think it gets trying to be polite. They don't want to say because of your location, it gets trying to be polite. Then I told them, okay, I'm going to be in so and so location at this period. So probably you can send that item when I'm there.
Yes.
And they were like, we'll be glad to do that.
Yes.
We'll be glad to do that. I immediately got to know that it's because of where I am currently that they don't want to send.
Exactly.
And my issue is it a challenge? Is it that much of a challenge to send items to Africa?
Yes.
I don't know.
It
Maybe
is.
because you have received PR in the past, so
I have received PR because remember I was explaining to you that I have taken YouTube full time. Not that I don't do other businesses. I do other, I do have other businesses that I'm running. It's because otherwise YouTube consumes money. So I wouldn't have managed to be a YouTuber anyway if I hadn't had a source of some sort, right? So what I have personally done for certain companies that are big is I made sure to have a Dubai address. But even then, that is not easy because going back to your question, is it difficult or is it that complicated and, the logistics when it comes? Yes, I think so. More so that we're dealing with perfume. I can have a barrel of perfume sent to me. It's not a problem. As long as a company is willing to wait 6 weeks because they have to send it via sea. They don't even have to send it personally via sea. I can give them an address and my PR people will take care of how to get it to me. But in most cases, we end up in a deadlock because they are not willing to wait that 6 week period.
They want it to be fast.
They want it to be fast. And when it comes to fragrances, unfortunately, you cannot just put them on the airplane. You cannot just DHL them. It becomes so expensive. So yes, we are having challenges receiving PR. I get a lot of people in my DM and companies wanting to work with me. And what I can just say as maybe to advise you on that, which is something that I see worked after I received the Latafa PR, is maybe if you can establish a Dubai address, more so that you and I are doing Middle Eastern fragrances. That is what I ended up doing, having an agent in Dubai. No, I'm not rich to say I took somebody, flew them to Dubai, renting an apartment then by Burj Khalifa, they're waiting for perfumes. No, but I sought a shipping company that connects Dubai to Zim. And what I do now is if I get a company reach out to me, I will give them options, right? I've got the UK option, but that's the 6 weeks one unless I have somebody physically coming here. And remember, being in Zim, we have a lot of people in the UK. So there's always somebody coming, right? So I have that as an option, but that is if somebody's coming here. If not, then it's the ship, right? If it's not about the ship, then I have an American address as well, US address. But that one is a bit tricky because we don't have so many people coming from the US. So unless it's a huge package, that's it. Then I established a South African address and I established a Dubai address. That way I made sure that if a company reaches out to me, they'll tell me where they're comfortable to send. And then I give them, the pamphlet or whatever of what option, is going to work where. There's South Africa as well. I found South Africa is easy to get fragrances to come. I had a company send fragrances. They were there in South Africa in about 2 weeks or something like that. And then I worry about getting them here. But guys, basically, it's not easy. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not easy. It involves money because after a company sends, now I'm talking about myself. Say the perfumes are in South Africa. They're being handled by an agent. The agent has to then forward them to me. And then as they forward them to me, I have to pay taxes to get them here and all that. So yes, as African creators, we have a challenge where we cannot receive PR easily unless you sit down and structure it in such a way that, okay, this is how I'm going to do it.
But my issue is, why is it that once you tell them, okay, I'm big, because the most recent one, we were, interacting. As soon as I said, okay, this is my current address, I never heard from them.
Oh yeah, I used to have those as well.
This is my current address that you can send to. I can give you through DHL, and I never heard from them. But at least with the other one, they were like, okay, once you are wherever you heading to in the next couple of whatever, give us that address, we will send it to you. But this didn't even get to that point. As soon as I told them,
I have those as well.
I'm here in Ghana physically now, so you might need to send it to Ghana. I never heard from, and that is not it. I think about 3 or 4. Last year I had a similar one. They said they were going to bring me some wigs, you know, and I told them, okay, I'm here in Ghana right now.
Oh, even the wigs?
Yes. And then they're like, no, we need
I've had a couple of wig companies reach out to me. It's just I've turned them down because I remember telling you that I don't know how to lay wigs and stuff. But I didn't know. Oh yeah, now I get.
Yeah.
So
and it's like
you're saying why is the location that big a deal?
The location is like big of a deal for them to send anything to you. But as soon as you tell them, okay, for other locations, it was quick. Okay, I'm here. I give them the address, then they sent it. So I'm like,
it could also be something to do with maybe the insurance involved, the security involved. This is not perfume related, but I'll say this about me purchasing stuff on eBay. I buy stuff on eBay all the time. And there are some sellers who will refund me after I've paid, just because they notice that my address is Zim, you know. And I had one who actually, I'm just using that person as an example. They said to me, they don't want to go through the insurance stress, because if that package is lost in between, they lose. You understand? Yes. If it's lost in between, they lose. They have to refund eBay and stuff. So maybe that is the factor, that the location in itself is, our locations are accessible, but just that time frame, that time period, and that extra push that they have to make to ensure that the stuff is insured, and the fact that you can't return some of the things and stuff. Maybe that is the reason. You know, they have just an umbrella mentality that once the location is there, then maybe
it's just a bit frustrating.
It's frustrating.
When you buy, they are able to send.
Yes.
You know, if I've gone to the same people to buy, they will send it. But once you tell them, okay, they're sending you PR, and you tell them, I'm in Ghana.
So if there's anything they can take out of this particular, this very question or this very topic is, guys, you can send stuff. You can send stuff. It's not that bad. It's, you know, if you have the confidence in an African creator, you can. If they've given you the address, you can. There's nothing to worry about, as long as they know, because, you know, I wouldn't give an address knowing that it's going to be a problem. We do have shipping systems, and all those systems are in place, and they are very secure. You know, our post office here, if they lose anything, you can sue that post office for a lot of money. So it's not even something to worry about. So if anything, then I'm just going to say, guys, if you want to send stuff, don't let the location deter you. Oh, this one is the other side of the world. It really doesn't matter. If she says she can receive it, she can receive it. If I say I can receive it, and all the other creators, we can, you know, as long as you are in agreement and you are coordinating. Because as she said, we buy stuff online as well. I buy from eBay, I buy from Amazon. Stuff comes all the way to me, you know, to my home. The only time, like I told you, that I had a seller say no, that was when I purchased a gold nugget, a little gold nugget, because I do jewelry as well as a hobby. So I purchased that nugget off them, and they said no. If this is lost, I'm going to have a problem. You will want your money back. I would have lost my nugget. I'm not doing it. That is the only thing. Everything else could come. Oils, everything else can come. It's not a problem. Perfume, everything.
You know? It's unfortunate, but I mean, we just continue to push through. Push through and see. Okay, guys. So these are the few things we put down to at least share with you guys. Let us know what you think about these topics that we have raised. You know, there's a lot more that we would like to talk about if you give us some suggestions. So that is going to be it for right now, and we hope to see you in our next one.
Thank you.
All right, bye.